Hello, and welcome back to Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. My name is Mimi Dennis, and last time, we went to continue the court trial. First, we brought Haraldson to the stand, and after pointing out that it might be possible that he's the culprit, but then finding out that he has no idea how the crime was committed, we found out that he's not really related to it. In fact, we brought a different witness to the stand. One that I didn't expect to bring up, but we brought his, we got his monkey, Eugene, to the stand. And it actually kind of makes sense in this aspect because, like, in a magical setting, you would have ways to make or communicate with the monkey, so that kind of makes sense. And afterwards, we found out that the monkey wasn't really working with Beatrice. It's actually very possible that Beatrice has her own familiar. So now we're gonna tell Beatrice to take the stand, and it seems like we're gonna head to the final part of this trial, or this case. But, yeah, I don't really know what the animal that she has is. I'm going to expect it might be a bird? Actually, no, it was going through the vents. Maybe a cat. Maybe a cat, I'm not sure. But we'll see. Alright, let's head into it. Oh, right, I forgot. Miss Tamora dragged us off. Miss Tamora led you out of the courthouse and into the city. Isn't this supposed to be a really short break? How did she do that? Every time you ask her where she's taking you, she avoids answering your question. Alright, we're here. Are we in the slums? Let's see. Kind of. You arrive at an empty alley in a frankly seedier part of the city. As Miss Tamura approaches one of the derelict buildings, she's met with a large burly man who's guarding the back door. The man silently acknowledges her and steps aside to let her in. Aw, man, she's involved with some shady people. Miss Tamura, where are we going? I'm sorry about this. I'm sure you're confused. But please trust me. I'll explain everything. Before you have a chance to ask for more information, she moves into the building. The man guarding the door looks at you expectantly. The entire situation doesn't sit right with you, but you still continue to follow her. Despite your recent disagreements, you know that you can trust her. Oh, it's a new theme. I guess we're in a gang boss's office. As you head further into the building, you find yourself in a surprisingly well-furnished room. Eye taker? From how it looks outside, you would have never guessed that it would look like this. It almost looks like a room that you encountered in the Frego Manor. Oh right, I think I mentioned this last episode, but like I've already been sus of Eris, but now I'm thinking like, so Eris she says that her father is the Eye Taker, who is probably the person we're gonna meet. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to assume. But I can't really see her as like the non-dominant person in whatever deal she makes. So I feel like instead of actually being his daughter, I feel like that might be a ruse. I feel like she might actually be a demon, and maybe the Eye Taker is contracted with her or something. So yeah, I just don't feel like she would be like, oh yeah, I work with daddy, or daddy does this for me, or whatever. It's just, I feel like there's gonna be some more stuff involved with that. I think she might be a demon. It almost looks like a room that you've encountered in the Frego Manor. As you enter the room, you spot several mercenaries standing at various points in the room. And most surprisingly, you see Eris standing at the end of the room. You give her a confused look, but she simply smiles and waves at you. Alright, I gotta be prepared to read every line. That way, maybe I can catch what reality she changes. Sitting at a desk next to her, you see a man with an eye patch. It looks like he's been expecting you. The Eye Taker. Oh, Tamora. I forgot the voice I gave him. Upon seeing you two, he cordially welcomes Miss Tamora before turning his attention to you. And you must be Tyrion. Tamora has told me a lot about you. I see, but who are you? Huh. I've been called many names over the years, but my favorite has always been the Eye Taker. The Eye Taker. Occupation. The Bouse. The Eye Taker? From the sounds of it, you've already heard of me. Miss Tamora, what is this? My daughter Eris has told me about your work prosecuting this case. She's his daughter? But I have to say, I'm quite impressed. Getting a monkey to testify? I don't think I could even pull off a grift like that. You've pretty much blown past my expectations. Get to the point. As soon as you interrupt him, you feel every person in the room tense up. You don't even need the eye to know that your interruption put them on edge. Relax, everyone. Kids will be kids. I'm a father myself, you know. Ah. Anyways, I'll get straight to the point. I have a certain interest in the outcome of this trial. What are you talking about? Little Lady Frigga has been a client of ours for a long time. I've done quite a lot of favors for her. It's time to finally come for me to collect. Those depths that Steelwind mentioned, they've all belonged to me. But there's no need to worry. I know she's good for it. That is, if she can inherit House Frigga. What? Timora's a good attorney, even without my help. If she's convicted, we could easily reduce her sentence by rubbing the right hands. But you see, there's that pesky Slayer rule. The thing is, Cuthbert, I need Beatrice Frigga to be acquitted in the current trial. So that's what this is all about? House Frigga's gold? That's why you helped her murder William Frigga? Please, my goals aren't nearly so short-sighted. I have big plans, not just for Beatrice, but for this entire kingdom. And I need House Frigga for that. Just like you needed Justin Way? Tyrion! Tyrion! Ah, Justin. It's a real shame what happened to him. Don't act so innocent. He would have never tried to rob Draco again if you didn't threaten him. Is that so? Do you think I just randomly show up to his doorstep one day demanding gold? He was the one who came to me for help. I just told him to pay back what he owed. If he hadn't come to me, it would have been some other criminal. But that's beside the point. Enough about what I wanted from Justin. Let's talk about what I want from you. You want me to throw the case? I love this kid. I don't even have to beat around the bush with this one. No one will doubt you, especially considering the amount of work you put into this already. You don't need to do anything. Just take a dive. And let someone else take the fall? No matter what happens, the court will blame someone for this. If it makes you feel better, I can assign Miss Timora to defend this old man and his monkey. That way everyone can come out of this unharmed. Everyone wins. Except for the fact that a murderer will be put in charge of House Frigga. Please, as if that's any worse than the people in charge of the other noble houses. If you recall, there's already a murderer in the charge of House Von Sanctus. He's gotten right. Yeah. They're all dirty. You've seen it, haven't you? They rig the system. They pay, threaten, and even kill people to get their way. All we're doing is leveling the playing field. Tyrion, please, listen to him. How can you just go along with this? I told you a long time ago that there are certain parts of my job that I couldn't tell you about. Well, this is it. This is what we need to do to beat them. I can't say I'm surprised, especially after all that we've seen of Timora from this case. She's not clean at all. Orem was right. Orem White was right. Those rumors about you, they're all true, aren't they? Forgery, bribery, blackmail. You're guilty of each and every one of them. And you use him to do it. Also, you could keep winning? You blackmailed Miriam, Miss Timora. Oh, as if we should show any pity to that spoiled princess. A dreadful thought just entered your mind. Steelwind. She was attacked the day after Beatrice was arrested. Was that? I didn't know that's what they were planning. Despite my confidence in Miss Timora's skill, I was afraid that there'd be too much riding on this to leave it to chance. You actually messed up your case as a result because you got me. You got to make your own luck if you want to beat the system. How could you? She almost died. We never expected her to strain her injuries like that. And we definitely didn't expect you to take her place. So believe me when I say that I'm being uncharacteristically reasonable right now. How could you even consider working with someone like him? Don't you think it's a little arrogant to judge her, Cuthbert? What? You talk about defending people as if you two are even close to being equals. But she didn't have the luxury of looking into people's minds, now did she? You told him about the Eye of Horus? The future of magic is changing, kid. Like I said before, I have big plans for this kingdom, and I also have big plans for you. Do you think I would ever... Tyrion, stop! To be honest, I hate it as much as you do. But whether you like it or not, we need their help. But this is... Think about every client you defended. Think of Celeste. If you didn't have the Eye of Horus, what happened to her? Even if one thing went differently, Pierce would have gotten away and Celeste would have been executed. You've taken chances and followed your instincts, and that's worked for you so far. But what if it's not enough? What if the system is too corrupt for you to fight against next time? With the Oddtaker's help, you'll never have to worry about that again. If I had accepted this help sooner, I could have saved your mother. Oh. So, what's it gonna be, kid? I feel like this voice isn't right, because I'm giving him like... kind of voice. When I feel like he's more of a mob boss, because that's exactly what he is. You already know what's happened to that Steelwind brat. So I don't even need to tell you what'll happen to you if you don't play ball. Wait! No. What? Maybe you're right. Maybe I can't always win against the nobility unless I play dirty like they do. But this is wrong. Tyrion, I'm not going to compromise my principles. Not even for you, Miss Tamura. I'm sorry to hear you say that, kid. I really am. With one motion of his hand, every mercenary in the room draws their weapons. What'd you expect? Please, you don't have to do this. Whatever conviction you had before is slowly fading. You should have never entered this place. You knew something was off. Celeste, help me, please. There are about a dozen mercenaries here, and there's even more guarding the way out. You're nowhere near as physically strong as Celeste, but maybe you could make a break for it if you get lucky. Yeah! No. Celeste? What the? How did you get in here? My whole job is keeping this guy safe. Do you honestly think I'd just let you take him to an undisclosed location? Doesn't matter now, as if one girl will make the difference. Well, what are you all waiting for? They're already dead. Is that really her? Upon seeing Celeste, the mercenaries cautiously step back. No one wants to make the first move. This monstrous aura, it has to be her. What the hell are you doing? You have her surrounded. Despite his command, no one takes a step forward. Look, let's just all sit down and talk about this rationally. Perhaps a different approach is warranted here, Father. What? Could I have the opportunity to speak with Mr. Cuthbert? I believe I can make him see things our way. I'm sorry, sweetie, but I just... Okay, I was prepared for that. I was prepared. Well, you've never been wrong before. I'll leave them to you, love. Shall we go, you two? Celeste silently watches Eris with her sword drawn, but unlike the mercenaries, Eris seems unmoved. She merely walks past her and out the exit. You and Celeste exchange glances and follow after her. How long is this break? That was close. I don't think I could have fought the whole room while protecting you. Does that mean that she could have fought them if she were alone? You two are really courageous to a fault, aren't you? Eris, I appreciate you vouching for us, but I'm not changing my mind about this. Oh, I'm well aware of that. Why do you think I intervened? Well, thank you. Is this really okay? Won't your dad be mad? I should be asking Tyrion that same question. Oh man, yeah, this is gonna be really awkward in the office later today. You've seen your adoptive mother's true colors and rejected them. How are the two of you going to move forward? Oh, she's not my... Isn't she, though? She's lost any right to deny it the moment she took it upon herself to raise you. She only did that because I asked her to. It wasn't her choice. Oh, but it was. How old were you when your real mother was executed? 10 years old? Eris! Back then you barely knew Tamura. It would be a stretch to even call her a family friend. She was the adult in that situation, and what did she do? She fed your anger and hatred for the nobility, instead of allowing you to process your grief healthily. Tamura took away your only friends and isolated you from society. She even homeschooled you, didn't she? As a result, you never formed any other relationships. You made your first close friend at the age of 20, and she was your client. Don't you think that's just a bit sad? She isolated you because she wanted to use you. That's not true. That's not why she... From what I've seen today, you clearly have no idea who Tymora is. Even with the Eye of Horus, you are clearly a terrible judge of character. Eris, you're going way too far. To save you from more heartache, let me give you one last piece of advice. Oh god, oh god. Am I ready for this? Eris leans in really close to you and begins to whisper in your ear. Do you honestly think Celeste will ever love you? What? I'm sure you understand now. Tymora can only afford to pay her exorbitant salary because of my father. You've already burned that bridge, so where do you think that Crimson Demon will go after you can't afford her services anymore? No, she's not. With Flintheart dead, she has to worry about her mother. Do you think she has the luxury of playing around with you for free? Or do you actually think she enjoys spending time with you? Oh man, that hurts, man. that hurts. Though she is right, because Celeste does have a mother to take care of, and she can only do that if she's getting paid. Clearly, she's well off on her own, but she can't work for free if she doesn't have income, and we're clearly not taking many cases. So what she's saying isn't wrong, but man, it hurts. Though I do think Celeste and Tyrion have a great relationship outside of their work professional relationship. I hope they get together. Tyrion, you have to look at this rationally. Any support or affection that she's given you has only been to keep an eye on you as an employer. You seem to know a lot about these things. I had to do a lot of networking when I was a mercenary. Do you know how many times I had to charm a merchant into hiring me? Why are you doing this? Because I want to finally break you. I'm just trying to tell you... Sorry. Oh my god. I was ready for that. I'm just trying to keep you from getting hurt. It may seem cruel, but you have to be realistic about these things. You trusted Tymora, and she betrayed you. Try not to make the same mistake twice. Celeste didn't hear anything she said, but she seems to notice how it's affecting you. Eris, that's enough. My apologies. I've been told that I've been too blunt sometimes, but I do hope that you'll think about what I said. Oh god. Anyways, the trial should be starting soon. We should make our way back to the courthouse. I'm genuinely curious to see how this trial ends. Hey, Tyrion, are you okay? What did she say to you? She reaches for your hand, but you instinctively yank it away from hers. Tyrion? Sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm okay, really. Oh no, you've said this to her before. You're not okay. Okay. Is he mad at me? You can think about everything else later, but for now, you know what you need to do. So now that she's like... She was present when they were talking about the Eye of Horus now, so that means she should have at least heard that, and maybe she'll inquire about what it is later. Because I feel like it's really awkward for her not to know, even though I do kind of understand why Tyrion hasn't told her, because it is a very... I mean, it's a very powerful tool, but also it is not natural. It could potentially be demonic, so it could be... It's probably best to keep it a secret. You need to convict Beatrice Frege. Oh man. Oh boy. That was... Yeah. You know for sure that, like, Eris is definitely the person wearing the pants in the family. So, like, because of that, I mean, it's very possible that she's still his daughter, but I think that she's probably just in a contract with the Eye Taker, or maybe she used her powers to alter reality and or illusion magic to make it seem like she's his daughter, so that she has a place that she can stay or have a place in society, because it would be not natural for her to just appear and have no connection to anyone. Court is now resumed for the trial of Beatrice Frege. Is the defendant prepared to take the stand? Damn it! Tymora, I asked you a question. Is the defendant prepped or not? She is. If the prosecution still wants to move forward with... The prosecution will be moving forward with this. Please bring in the witness. Do you still see it, Celeste? Yeah, it's still there. Should I reveal it now? No. Let's really make a point of it. Wait for my signal. Thank you for agreeing to take the stand, Miss Frege. Mr. Cuthbert? It's my understanding that you were with the two princes for most of the night. Yes, I was. Which is why I'm still quite confused as to why I'm being charged for this crime. Out of everyone there that night, I'd have thought my alibi was the most solid. That remains to be seen. Clearly. I get it, because she's blind. Anyways, since you maintain your innocence, you have no problem going into detail about your supposed alibi. Witness testimony. Let go! As you know, I was with the Crown Prince Aster and Prince Alaric for most of the ball. I went there after meeting with my father, and I remained with them until I was arrested for his murder. Lord Steelwind and the King's Guard kept watch over me for the entire night as well. I neither had the means nor the opportunity to steal the Sword of Spell Eating and break into my father's study to murder him. Objection! What? I didn't click anything. That was part of the dialogue. I mean, yeah, I didn't have a chance to object, so I guess maybe this is just a scripted cutscene. And that, Miss Frege, is where you're mistaken. You definitely had the means to commit both crimes while under the eye of everyone there that night. Huh. The most effective tool an attorney has is revealing a contradiction in the witness's testimony. It not only completely shatters your opponent's argument, it also makes the court doubt whether the witness is acting in good faith. Usually, you use the evidence to reveal contradictions like this. Now, Celeste, you know, I know what we're doing, but it's just so weird because you can see invisible creatures using detect magic, but it showed during the ball when what's the right word? When we approached the Crown Prince, they were like, all right, we got to use detect magic to make sure that he's not doing anything magical. Did they not do it with her? Maybe, I guess it's a close associate, but like, what are the guards doing? Now, Celeste. Alberio. Wait, what are you doing? What? Oh, it's a demon. Your Honor, the witness's testimony is clearly... Oh my god! What the hell is that thing? Tyrion, get behind me. A monster! It's a monster! Someone call the Inquisition! The King's Guard! Anyone! Your Honor, can you please restore order? He gone! He gone! Oh, man. Your Honor? Yeah. Oh, his name is Maranath. I'm gonna call him Maranath. Yeah, he fled out the back door the moment he saw me. It can talk? It's a demon. It must be. It's just like the legend says. Can we all just calm down? It takes a while before you can get everyone in the room to settle down. Eventually, it was clear that the demon wasn't intent on harming anyone. At least not yet. The court ordered extra guards just in case, and you are eventually able to bring everyone back to the courtroom. I mean, do we need an audience? Mr. Cuthbert, what is the meaning of this? Sorry, I didn't know it was a... Actually, what are you? Are you a demon? Sorry. He looks... I mean, he's been acting super chill. He's like, yeah, they caught me. I don't... Yeah, oh man, they all went away. What do I do? Oh, she has a new expression now, too. Why, yes. I am a demon. Demons actually exist? I thought they were only a legend. Your Honor, not only do demons exist, the defendant has made one into her familiar. She's only blind in the literal sense. She's constantly looking through the eyes of her familiar to see. And? What do you mean, and? It's pretty obvious that making a pact with a demon is incriminating by itself. Tell me, Your Honor, do the laws of Wyvern prohibit entering in accord with a demon? They don't, but... Then my client has committed no crime. Even so, I really would have preferred not revealing Maranath that way. Like that. Maranath, is that your name? So, okay. Occupation, demon familiar. No age, and no arcane art. It is what most people call me. Oh, he's tiny. Well, I suppose you have a point, Miss Tamura. Having a demon as your familiar isn't technically illegal. However, this does prove that the defendant had a way to commit the murder, all while under the eye of everyone in the ballroom. She could have sent Maranath upstairs to the gallery and then had him steal the Sword of Spell Eating. After that, they would just need to traverse through the vents into William's study, just like Eugene did that night. The fact that her familiar is a demon proves that she couldn't have done that. What do you mean? You saw how everyone reacted when they saw Marinath's form. A monkey may have raised some eyebrows, but someone surely would have reported Marinath if they saw him. Timur, your client is a master of illusion magic. Can I assume that we'll find invisibility in her spell compendium? You might. And with the connection granted by a familiar bond, she could have casted this spell on him regardless of where each of them was. I'll admit that my client does know how to cast invisibility, but your theory raises another question. Could my client continue casting it unnoticed? Continue casting it? I mean, this is kind of obvious because, like, it's activated with a clap, but she claps every time she's like, oh yeah, it's a habit of mine. I'm not casting a spell. You'll understand once I go over the order of events that night. I mean, right now, the only plot hole I can think of is why didn't the invisibility go away after the demon let go of the Sword of Spell Eating? Because, like, once you let go of that, the anti-magic field should have, canceled out the magic. Originally, I was thinking maybe it's because the magic has already been cast and it lasts for as long as it's cast. But that would also be, like, different than, I guess, like, actually, no, the armband kind of requires you to wear it in order to get the intellect. So maybe that's it? It just seems kind of weird. Let me double check the anti-magic field spell. No, yeah, look. It nullifies all magic. Any spell effect that enters the sphere instantly dissipates. Yeah. You'll understand once I go over the orders of events that night. At an unknown time, someone stole the Sword of Spell Eating from the Heraldson Gallery. Due to the timing of this, I'll admit that it would be logically consistent if my client was a thief. However, sometime later, my client met with the Crown Prince and was watched closely by the King's Guard. From witnesses' accounts, including yours, we know that this happened at 12:45 a.m. And since this time, my client didn't leave the King's Guard's sight. It was around this time that William Frege retreated into his study and locked the door. He made a point of telling everyone that he didn't want to be disturbed. Then at 1:03 a.m., Lord Heraldson finally discovered that the sword was stolen. He reported the theft to the King's Guard and it activated the lockdown system. Shortly after the report, Lee Frege tried to speak with her father about the theft. William Frege reiterated that he did not want to be disturbed. Leaf saw his face, and there wasn't any trace of illusion directly on his body. I mean, I thought there was illusion here. I guess it's not directly on his body, but still. This means that William Frege was still alive at this time. Oh, okay, at the time. Unbeknownst to everyone at the time, William Frege was attacked by the murderer at 3:12 a.m. This is confirmed not only by John Hughes' testimony, but also by the autopsy report. Then, at 3:26 a.m., the King's Guard found the Sword of Spell Eating in my client's old room. The King's Guard tried to arrest my client for this, but the Crown Prince told them to stand down. Finally, at 3:36 a.m., the lockdown was lifted. John Hughes reported what he heard, and that's when the Inquisition and the King's Guard discovered the body. The theft must have happened before 1:23 a.m., when it actually was reported. In order to keep Marinath concealed at every step, my client would have needed to keep invisible from 1:03 a.m. to 3:12 a.m. Not only that, she needed Marinath to wield the Sword of Spell Eating to ignore the effects of the anti-magic fields. This means that he would need to be invisible for more than 1 hour. What's your point? My point is that invisibility has a duration of 1 hour. I'll admit that my client could have cast invisibility before she met with the Crown Prince. But if she wanted to keep Marinath invisible, she would have needed to recast the spell at some point that night. And as you know, my client couldn't have done so during the night without the King's Guard noticing it. Your logic makes sense. But that can only mean that the defendant refreshed the invisibility right in front of everyone watching. In front of the entire King's Guard, the two princes, and Lucio Steelwind. As unlikely as it is the only conclusion that I can come to. I had a feeling you'd say that, which is why we have a witness who can confirm that Beatrice didn't perform any magic that night. A witness? Your Honor, the defense would like to call Prince Alaric to the stand. Oh, wow! I thought it would have been, I would have thought it would have been the Crown Prince. I can't believe I forgot his name. But they decided to call Alaric instead. Huh, that's interesting. I see. He would have certainly been close enough to notice the defendant casting magic. But wouldn't the Crown Prince's testimony be more suitable? Oh, yep. Are you trying to say that Prince Alaric is unqualified to give proper testimony, Your Honor? Of course he's saying that. The kid is 7 years old. No. Of course not. Is the prince ready to testify? Grow a spine, for Lord's sake! Oh. I expected him to be short so that he would be below the stand. Thank you for coming in, Prince Alaric. Could you please? Hold your tongue, you knave. I know that's not the voice I gave him. I'm just gonna say it that way, but like, man, I knew he was gonna be a snotty brat. You will speak when you're spoken to. Oh god. He sounds exactly like Miriam when we first met her. Honestly, he behaves exactly how you'd expect a prince of this rotten kingdom to act. Aster is the odd one out in this situation. It makes you wonder what made him so down to earth. Your Highness. Mr. Cuthbert believes that the defendant used her magic while she was with you and the Crown Prince. I already gave my statement to the instigators. This man dares to question my testimony? Yes, he said it, not me. Wow, the judge didn't even think twice about throwing you under. But, very well. If my testimony is required to strike down these redundant accusations, I will bestow it upon you. Redundant? Do you mean ridiculous? Mr. Cuthbert, do not dare to suppose what His Highness really means. His boots must be shining from all that licking he's doing. What was that? Oh, nothing. Witness testimony. You think Lady Freyja cast magic right in front of me? Don't be a serf. She was under the careful watch of the King's Guard, my brother, and Lord Steelwind. We conversed for the whole night, and I didn't see her cast any magic. She's been through so much over the last few years, all because of her horrid father. She'd never do something like this. You and Lady Steelwind are just jealous. Aw, he has a crush. He seems to be really convinced that he didn't see anything. You doubt that he's intentionally lying. Celeste, when you use Detect Magic, I can see magical energies overlaying your eyes. Yeah, there's always a visible magical effect on the target when I cast a spell. But Marinath is probably in another room. The King's Guard wouldn't see the initial magical effect of invisibility. Even if there wasn't a visible effect in the room, she would still need to say the incantation and perform the gestures with her hand. If I recall, it was a clap and there was no incantation. Oh no, it's Occult Array. Occult Array. Maybe she whispered it. Or is that gonna sound like a different word that we know? Huh. Right, like how you shout Repario Arcanum every time you scan a crime scene. I don't shout it! Anyways, she must have done the incantation and gesture at some point during the night. Did she ever get an opportunity to conceal herself to do so? Celeste, what do you usually need to do to cast a spell? Oh, well, this is kind of cool. We get this little scene before we actually tackle the witness's testimony. There are a lot of factors involved, honestly. Stamina and focus are a big part of it. Assuming that she's in perfect condition, what's the bare minimum that she would need to do? Well, she'd have to focus on her magic, say the incantation, and perform the gesture with her hands, all at the same time. That does sound pretty conspicuous, but she must have hidden it somehow. One thing I do like about this is that they answered our question about the magical traces. Like, I thought that performing the spell would make it so that you and whatever you're putting the spell on would have magical traces, but I guess not. It's only the familiar. So because she's her familiar, he can have the invisibility spell cast on him while not leaving any traces near Beatrice. So that's pretty cool. And we also know that we saw traces of the spell in the vents, so it's proof that he's went through. You think that Lady Freyja cast magic right in front of me? Don't be a serf. He probably means don't be absurd. But there's not much to gain from correcting him. You may think that the idea is absurd, Your Highness, but the defendant was clearly good at keeping secrets. She could have easily concealed her actions at some point during the night. A brief moment to say the incantation and perform the gesture would have been all she needed. But I wasn't the only one watching her. She was under careful watch. But would they have really noticed her casting one spell? The King's Guard are the most vigilant knights in the kingdom. They are trained to watch and counter a major spell. But the defendant needed to target someone who was in another area. There would be no visual indication that she was using magic. But she would have still needed to perform the incantation and complete the gesture with her hands. He's pretty knowledgeable about the arcane arts, but as a prince of the Wyvern Guard, you suppose that's to be expected. We conversed for the whole night. If I recall correctly, you and your brother were with her until she was arrested for the murder. What did you speak about? She told us stories about what she did while she was away. She was researching something. I forgot what she said. Something about the old cult? Do you mean the occult? Yes, that's it. She was researching ghosts and demons. Considering who her familiar is, her research must have borne fruit. Anyways, Your Highness, could you please add this to your testimony? She was researching demons and she met with Eris. If I must. She's been through so... Oh, wait. Ah, there we go. She told me and my brother how the occult are a fascinating phenomenon. I didn't see her cast any magic. Wouldn't saying that the occult is a fascinating phenomenon be more grammatically correct? Come on, Tyrion. Don't be one of those guys that corrects other people's grammar. Yeah, we all say things incongruently sometimes. My God! You feel like you might be projecting a little. She's been through so much. You're clearly sympathetic to her situation, but you must have only been a toddler when she left 5 years ago. My brother spoke of her a lot. He told me all about her. I could tell from his face. He was really sad when she ran away. Even if it's not romantic, Aster clearly cares about her a lot. The prosecution must have complicated feelings about that. Whoa, Steelwind, you gotta pick up your act. She'd never do something like this. You and Lady Steelwind are just jealous. Well, I can't speak for Miss Steelwind, but I'm just trying to get to the truth. Liar, you just hate her because she's a noble, don't you? Lord Von Sanctus told me all about you. You just want to lock up nobles because you're jealous of how much gold we have. Ah, he spoke with Von Sanctus frequently. That actually explains a lot about his personality. Yeah. Celeste, what do you usually need to do to cast a spell? Oh, wow. Okay, so this is the ending conversation. I wonder why they put it at the beginning. Maybe it was a bug. Huh. It's kind of funny because I was like, I kind of like that, but I guess not. I mean, I'm thinking it's the invisibility spell, but like, we don't have anything to like, we don't have the testimony where she does her clap thing, like her habit. So I'm just gonna present the invisibility spell. Objection! Yep. To cast a spell, a mage needs to speak an incantation, but there's nothing that says that you can't say anything before or after it. Your Highness, according to your testimony, the defendant told you that the occult are a fascinating phenomena. Phenomena. Occult are a... The occult are a phenomenon. Okay, fine. Okay, so she incorporated it in her speech, and then she does the thing. Is that exactly what she said, word for word? Yes, the stories she told us were quite interesting. They really struck a chord with me. My God, someone teach this guy. I don't blame him. He's only 7, but he's trying way too hard to sound smarter than he is. I see. Well, even if they were interesting, your testimony proves that she did cast the invisibility spell that night. Are you deaf? I already told you. No one heard her say any incantations, nor did they see her perform any gestures. Unfortunately, your testimony proves the contrary. Beatrice Rega said an incantation and performed the gesture right in front of you, all without anyone knowing it. What? Your Highness, there are 2 components required to cast invisibility. First, the caster must speak the incantation, Occult RA, and clap both of her hands together. I'm sure you noticed, the defendant has a habit of clapping both her hands to calm herself. Now that I think about it, the habit must have come from constantly casting the spell. The defendant requires Marineth to see, so she must constantly cast invisibility to keep it invisible. Cuthbert, you may have an explanation for how she hit the gesture, but she still would have needed to speak the incantation. But she did speak the incantation, and the witness testimony proves it. What are you talking about? I never said that she spoke any incantation. Your Highness, the incantation for invisibility is Occult RA. Now recall what the prince said in his testimony. She said, the occult are a fascinating phenomena. The pronunciation of that one phrase is identical to the incantation. I see. So she hid the incantation in her dialogue. And because her target was a creature that was outside of the ballroom, no one saw the magical effects. This means that Marineth had the means to murder William Frege, just as Eugene did. Having the means is completely different from actually having done it, Cuthbert. Very few people had the ability to shatter the display case to steal the sword of spell eating, and even fewer people had a familiar small enough to traverse the vents. which also makes Haraldsson's familiar an equally likely suspect. And unlikely my client's familiar, he admitted to breaking into William's study that night. If her client's familiar is truly innocent, then why don't we have him testify before the court? We could also bring up the invisibility traces that were in the vents, but I guess we don't have that as evidence for some reason. Yeah, we don't. Oh well. I see. Well, it's not as if he's the first unprecedented witness we had today. Is Marineth willing to testify, Miss Timora? You see Timora deliberating with Beatrice and Marineth. You can't hear what they're saying, but they're clearly in a disagreement with each other. Marineth, in particular, seems the most vocal about his displeasure. Your Honor, unfortunately, Marineth is unwilling to testify. Why the change of heart? My client's familiar may be a demon, but he's afforded the same rights as any other person. He's not obligated to testify. You look at Marineth and he's grinding his sharp teeth together. For some reason, Wait, what? He appears to be looking at you with intense hatred? Is it for revealing him, or are there any external reasons? Because he's a demon and it seems like we might be connected with demons. Why are they being so secretive all of a sudden? Anyways, a witness can refuse to testify to avoid incriminating themselves, but refusal to testify is suspicious in of itself. Timora had no issue with Beatrice taking the stand earlier, so why would she change her tune when it came to Marineth? And despite what she said, Marineth seems like he disagrees with her decision the most. Is it possible that he's the weakest link of the three of them? Oh! Oh, right! Demons don't lie. They tell the truth. And if they're in a contract, whoever breaks the contract dies. Yeah. So he is the weakest link in a court of law. If so, he might be the key to implicating them. And according to the legends, demons take great pride in their ability to deceive and corrupt people. You wonder. I see. Marineth is well within his right to refuse, if that's what he truly wants. It is? Well, I suppose it's for the best. I doubt he'll be able to corroborate your story at all. Marineth grinds his teeth together. It sounds like metal grinding on metal. Considering his diminutive figure, I don't blame him for being a coward. We're gonna bait him to go on stand because demons are prideful. Mr. Cuthbert, could you please refrain from provoking the literal demon? Oh, it's fine, Your Honor. He can't do anything without his master's words. And between him and the defendant, it's clear that Beatrice is the brains of the operation. Oh, you shut your filthy celestial mouth. Oh, okay. All right. We're not related to demons. We're the heavens born. We're related to the celestials. I see. That gave a lot away. You shut your filthy celestial mouth. Oh no. Got him. Marineth, what are you doing? I will not stand here and be insulted by a bloody Heavensborn. Heavensborn? I am still within my contract, and I will not flee from the likes of him. You want my testimony? I'll give you my goddamn testimony.
Objection!
Your Honor, my client does not consent to having her familiar testify. Timora, didn't you say earlier that Marineth is afforded the same rights as any other person? He has a right to refuse to testify, but only he can decide if he wants to exercise it. Got him! And he's clearly intent on giving it. Oh dear. So Marineth, why don't you testify about what you were doing on the night of the murder? Gladly. Witness testimony. Whoop! Oh wow, they have a creepier version of this pursuit theme. I provided sight to my keeper while she spoke with the princess. I'll admit that she did cast invisibility on me during their conversation. She needed me to keep me hidden after all. But I never left the room where my master was. Nor did I steal the sword of spell eating. Oh, I guess they can lie, but they just can't lie on their contract. You have nothing on me, Heavensborn. You don't even have proof that I entered William Frega's study. Do you honestly expect us to take your word for it? Or do you have any evidence to support your alibi? I only speak the truth, Heavensborn. There are mages other than my keeper that could have stolen the sword. And by your own admission, none of your witnesses saw me on the night of the murder. The one lacking evidence is you. He has a point. You still need definitive proof that ties him to the murder. Presenting contradicting evidence might not be possible. However, he's clearly lying in his testimony. There's something strange about the way he's speaking. Why is he pausing so much? You're not seeing any thoughts to the eye, but perhaps you can try to interpret the meaning of his words. Oh, yeah. Now I think about it. Yeah, we didn't see any thoughts. Oh, so we can't press. I provided my sight to my keeper. Is this something that you frequently do? Yes, my keeper's accident left her completely blind. She looks through my eyes to see her surroundings. And she looks through your eyes while she was also with the princes? Yes, she did. Oh, so the pauses is when he's lying. He took a bit of a pause before answering. I'll admit, she did cast invisibility on me. Does he start with a ellipses every time? No, he doesn't. Wait, does that mean she normally casts invisibility every hour? My keeper is a powerful mage, and my pact with her has only made her stronger. Wow, that's actually really impressive. Really? Casting spells might look effortless, but continually casting spells takes a lot of stamina out of the caster. She must have a lot of stamina if she can cast a high-level illusion every hour. But I never left the room that my master was. And did your master leave the room while she was with the princes? I hate the word princess because it sounds like princess. I can't make it sound different. No. I'm sure you remember. My keeper was under the careful watch of the King's God and Lucio Steelwind. And you're maintaining that you never left the ballroom? Yes, I said. I never left the room where my master was. He has a habit of pausing before he responds to you, but it only happens sometimes. Is this some strange demon accent, or is it something else? I did not steal the sword of spell eating. Beatrice was one of the few mages present that could shatter the glass. Yes, but being able to do something and actually doing it are two different things. Ugh, he's right. You won't be able to convict Beatrice until you can connect Marineth to the murder. But you have a feeling he's the one that's going to give it to you. Actually, before I continue, I want to see the different portraits of this demon that we have. So this is him just normal, and the last one has him like his wings out, and he's holding his fist like he's going to like punch me or something. You have nothing on me, Heavensborn. You don't even have proof that I entered William Frega's study. Why do you keep calling me that? Oh, does the Heavensborn not know the nature of his blood? Your blood? Could he be referring to your mother? Wait, do you know where my abilities come from? Huh? Oh, how marvelous. You don't know, do you? If you make a pact with me, child, I can tell you the nature of your blood, and much, much more. Mr. Cuthbert, please don't make deals with the devil in my courtroom. I wasn't planning to, Your Honor. Oh my god. This demon voice is making my throat really dry. He clearly knows something, but making a deal with the demon is just asking for trouble. He could just be trying to distract you. You should stay on task. He's definitely a lot more direct than most witnesses. Yeah, he's still clearly lying. There's something off about the way he's speaking. He pauses before saying certain statements. You need to interpret the statement that seems the most suspicious. I think it's this, because like, if he never left the room where the master was, then there would have been magic residue in the ballroom. So yeah. Objection! He keeps taking pauses before certain statements, but not all of them. And more importantly, his word choice was different that time. Did he slip? Oh, I didn't even notice that. What was his word choice? No idea. Marineth, it looks like you misspoke and used the wrong word. What? Through most of your testimony, you referred to Beatrice Frege as your keeper, but you referred to her as your master during that one statement. Why is that? Oh, yeah, that too. For the first time, he doesn't have a response. So I'll ask you again. Did you leave the ballroom that night? I didn't leave the room where my master was. He's using the word master again, even though you pointed it out. Oh, it's one of his conditions. So, I understand. So, It's in his contract to call her Beatrice Frega his keeper. So if he changes the use by like switching it to master, the statement doesn't have to be true. He's using the word master again, even though you pointed it out. Why isn't he correcting it? Does that mean he's intentionally using that term? If so, why? Why is Marinath using the term master? There has to be a reason why. Oh. So maybe this demon is Beatrice's familiar, but she's not his master. His master is gonna be Eris. Okay, if you take his words at face value, the master he's referring to isn't Beatrice. And if Beatrice isn't his master, the statement, "I never left the room where my master was," would technically be true. But why even bother making that distinction? He clearly has no moral hang-ups about committing murder. He could have just lied. Why wouldn't Marinath simply lie? Demons apparently pride themselves on tricking and corrupting humans. So why wouldn't he just lie in his testimony? Demons are not able to lie. Ah, I see. No, it can't be. Demons are clearly different from humans, but would they seriously have a limitation like that? It would explain why Tymora and Beatrice were so opposed to having him testify. There's only one way to know for sure. Witness, can you repeat the following statement for me? Tyrion Cuthbert's hair is green. Oh no. What kind of ridiculous request is that? Another pause. I'm afraid I must agree, Mr. Cuthbert. Please don't waste our time with such random requests. I'm just conducting a little experiment, Your Honor. So I'll ask you again, Marinath. Say that Tyrion Cuthbert's hair is green. Your Honor, Cuthbert is clearly making a trivial request to stall for time. His request is not worth a response from the witness. That's not what I'm doing, Tymora. I think you know that. Oh no. Marinath, we truly don't know much about demons aside from the stories told in myths. So is it possible that demons are physically unable to lie? Damn it. I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but that seems quite ridiculous. Why wouldn't the witness be capable of lying? I genuinely don't know, Your Honor, but his testimony speaks for itself. He can easily refute it by granting my request. Say Tyrion Cuthbert's hair is green, witness. You said it yourself. Tyrion Cuthbert's hair is green. That's not what I asked for, witness. Repeat the statement I told you, word for word. Nothing after or before it. He was trying to throw that in because technically what he said would not be false if he added the "you said it yourself."
Objection!
Your Honor, the prosecution's argument is absurd. The witness is not obligated to justify such an outrageous request. I might be compelled to agree with you, Miss Tymora, if the witness wasn't clearly avoiding fulfilling that request. Well, we're all waiting, Marinath. You can easily prove me wrong by repeating my statement plainly. You filthy heavensborn. Say it, Marinath. Tyrion Cuthbert's hair is... Tyrion Cuthbert's hair is... blonde. Well, technically it's a dirty blonde. Oh, shut up. Is Mr. Cuthbert correct, Marinath? Are you actually unable to lie? I think his silence speaks for itself, Your Honor. Remarkable. I would have never imagined. And with that, proving my case becomes a much simpler matter. Oh no. Marinath, did you murder William Frega? Oh yeah. I'm sure you understand, witness. Under these circumstances, staying silent is basically an admission of guilt. You have no reason to stay quiet, Marinath. Tell him the truth. Oh man, she's like, I got a different plan. Lady Beatrice, what are you? I believe it's time to come clean. Don't you, Marinath? I see. So that's your play. Don't think you can just stall for time, Miss Frega. Marinath has no choice but to answer the question. Do it, Marinath. Tell the court the truth. To answer your question, yes. I did murder William Frega. What are you doing? Miss Frega, does this mean you are confessing to the murder? Oh, Your Honor, I'm not admitting to anything. This confession comes from Marinath himself. But your own familiar just... Let me ask you a question, Marinath. Did I order you to murder my father?
No, you did not, Lady Beatrice.
What? What are you talking about? You're lying, aren't you? Demons are physically unable to lie, Mr. Cuthbert. Oh my god, look at her now. She's evil. Damn it, she's right. She must have done something. Did she plan for this? She must have arranged things so that the statement would be technically true. Could she have asked someone else to give the order? Or could she just have implied it? Either way, she could just plead ignorance and blame everything on Marinath. Still, this isn't over. Oh, is that so? Let me tell you, this trial was over the moment Arya turned her blade against me. I don't care who you are, man, king, or demon. It's not God anymore. You're not gonna get away with this. Oh, I do love the gravitas behind that, but I wonder how long it'll last. Oh my god, she's so evil now. Hit me with your best shot, Heaven's Born. Beatrice Frege, you may not have technically ordered your father's murder, but you're clearly acting with malice. You brought something dangerous into the manor, something that you knew would harm your father. Oh, really? And what would that be? I didn't bring anything dangerous into Frege Manor. What's so dangerous that implies lethal intent? I mean, is it not the demon? The literal demon? You brought Marinath into the Frege Manor that night. You're clearly planning to murder your father from the start. Ha! I require Marinath to see! That does not imply lethal intent. But you brought a demon into that house. As a result, your father was killed! That's hardly an innocent mistake. My client specifically asked her father if familiars were allowed. We even received a written legal confirmation beforehand. But you couldn't have possibly expected her to bring in a demon. He didn't specify not to do this. The presence of Marinath does not break any of his rules, nor any laws made by the kingdom. Right you are, Tymora. I can hardly be blamed if my familiar acts without my knowledge. How can you be blameless in Marinath's action? He's your familiar. By the same logic, shouldn't we also blame Lord Haraldson for the action of his pet monkey? If I recall, he broke into the study, tampered with the crime scene, and then left my father's body without reporting it. That's... Marinath and Eugene are intelligent and sentient creatures. They have their own autonomy. The keepers aren't legally responsible for their actions. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, she really changed. Damn it, she's playing devil's advocate. Actually, she really is. Oh my god. Okay, that's gonna be the title, Devil's Advocate. But you suppose that's fitting for her. But you still cast invisibility to keep Marinath hidden that night. Mr. Cuthbert, I always cast invisibility on Marinath. I can't very well let people see him. Oh. Face it, Mr. Cuthbert, you have nothing on me. I did not commit any crimes during the Lord's Ball. Every crime related to the murder was committed by Marinath. So the thing about the Sword of Spell Eating, I'm not sure if this was stolen, like, beforehand by Beatrice, or whether or not, oh no! Oh, wait, no! I was gonna say, I wasn't sure if Beatrice stole the sword, or if, Marinath stole the sword, because she could cast magic through him, but I guess it would leave traces of invisibility magic, maybe, so it can't be it, so she must have done it herself. Beatrice, Marinath required your magic to break the wards guarding the Sword of Spell Eating. You may be able to explain why you cast invisibility that night, but you can't explain why you cast an evocation spell powerful enough to shatter that display case. Oh, that? I'd almost forgotten. I plead guilty. What? To the charge of grand theft, I mean. I ordered Marinath to help me steal that artifact so I can sell it on the black market. I would have never have imagined that he'd use it to murder my father. Right, it doesn't matter if she's found guilty of stealing a sword. Right, that's true, because it wouldn't play into the being accomplice of murder. The Slayer rule only takes effect if she's found to be responsible for her father's death. Damn it, is there seriously nothing you can do? She's taking no damage. Marinath will take the fall on Beatrice's behalf. Okay, so appeal says, Marinath, it's not too late. You can still do the right thing to tell the truth. No. Deflect says, that still doesn't absolve you from bringing a demon into the Lord's Ball. I don't think that's it, Threaten. Marinath, the sentence for first-degree murder is death. Are you really willing to die for your keeper's crimes? I'm gonna try this. Marinath, the sentence for first-degree murder is death. Are you willing to die for your keeper's crimes?
Oh, you stupid Heavensborn. Demons never truly die. When our bodies are destroyed, we return to the abyssal hells.
Hell?
If I were to die in accordance to your laws, I would only return to my plane unharmed.
What?
Even if I could die, a fate much worse than death awaits me if I fail.
Oh. I don't know what this is, but he definitely shared something that she is not happy with. Ugh, those three are a pain to argue against when they're together. You can't break Beatrice's confidence at all. So, do you have anything else, Mr. Cuthbert? I didn't think so. Your Honor, it appears that we found the true culprit. I can't believe you killed my father, Marinath. I'm so cross with you.
I should get my apologies. I won't do it again.
Don't worry. I forgive you. Oh my god, her voice is slowly twisting into Eris's voice. Oh my god, which is very fitting. Now then, is there any reason why this trial hasn't ended yet, Your Honor? Come on, don't you have anything else? There is one thing. Huh! No, the empowered eye, maybe that can work. Damn it, not again. Oh, is that all you can do now? Glare at me. He's like, oh no, he's using his celestial powers. What? What happened? Marinath, what did you just do?
I've been watching him. He's using an old celestial trick. But it's weak. Your divine gaze won't work here, Heavensborn.
You! It looks like that was your last piece, Cuthbert. No, that can't be how it ends. Not after you've come so far. Oh, I'm feeling it. I know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen after that, but Steelwind's gonna come in and save the day. I just know it. What is it that you like to say in these situations? Is it checkmate? Checkmate, Cuthbert. Well, I have to say that this was one of the more eventful trials I've overseen. It was many things, if not enlightening, but I suppose it all ended the same. Okay. Come on, think of something. Come on, think of something. Anything. While I found the defendant's actions quite suspect, I must agree with their argument. None of Miss Frega's actions that night are illegal under Wyvern law. And there's no proof that the defendant is responsible for a familiar's actions. With these revelations, I see no room for debate. We will be taking a brief recess. I will announce my verdict once we resume. Damn it, is this seriously how it's gonna end? After everything you've gone through to get here. Still win. Oh, wait, Huh? Is this a flashback? There's no way she's here. Though this world is bleak, merciless, and unforgiving. But I've seen you. I know how bright the light within you is. Use my eyes, peer beyond the divine gate, as I once did. Marinath called you a Heavensborn, and your mother told you that there is a light within you. You have no idea what that means. What even is the divine gate? Why do you have the Eye of Horus? Why are you able to read people's minds? Are we gonna awaken a new power? You've been so lost lately, but you thought you finally figured out who you're supposed to be. But all of this, everything that you've been working towards, it was all a lie. You spent your whole life trying to be like Miss Timora, but is she even like her? No, she just wanted to raise you into a tool for the Eye Taker. She was never your guardian. She was never your mother. Your real mother died years ago. Was Eris right? Is everything in your life just trying to use you? Celeste! Looking back on it, you had no idea what to do with yourself since your mother died. You've just been making mistake after mistake, leaving Oranax, trusting Timora, becoming an attorney. You've always just done as you're told. You've never once made a path for yourself. No! Oh, wait, what? So this would not be a flashback. But you saved Celeste, and Wallace, and Dracogen, all when no one else would stand up for them. Was helping them a mistake? Oh no, I feel like... this is probably Celeste saying it, and he's gonna see Celeste, his mother in Celeste, maybe. You fought for a real dream that doesn't exist, but that doesn't mean that you can't make it for real. I'm real. I'm too used to saying for real. It's true that you followed Timora's lead, but you've always done what you thought was right above anything else. You wouldn't have stood up to the criminal if you didn't know right from wrong. And you wouldn't be standing here if you just done as you were told. What do I do? I'm not gonna tell you that. You already know the answer. You've always known the answer. You take a deep breath and relax your thoughts. How do you prove that Beatrice ordered Marinath? Situations can seem hopeless sometimes, but there's always a way to win in the end. Oh wow, so the choices are tell a lie, use physical evidence, use testimony, use a deduction. And it says that connects, separates, that kills, that quits. Harold, Beatrice, Leaf, Tyrion, Tracker, Eugene, Ruby, Marinath. Tell a lie that separates Beatrice and Marinath? No matter what you do, it won't mean anything unless you prove one fact. You need to prove that Beatrice ordered Marinath to kill her father. You need something strong to prove that. Testimony wouldn't be enough. Tell a lie? Use physical evidence? Oh, what are we doing? Do we have physical evidence that connects them? It shows that illusion magic was found on the body. Maybe it's that? In order to convict Beatrice, I need to prove that she was responsible for Marinath's actions. People leave trials. Even when they think they've committed the perfect crime, something always gets left behind. There has to be something that proves Beatrice gave Marinath the order. Beatrice's relationship with Marinath is clearly different than a relationship between two humans. What is unique about Beatrice's relationship with Marinath? There's a specific way their relationship works. Their connection is facilitated through a pact? There's a specific way their relationship works, or their pact, as Marinath calls it. Wasn't there something that someone said? What was it? Oh, it's whoever lies, or whoever breaks their contract dies. So, who was it that, told you something about demonic pacts? And it was Harold Haraldson. Oh, right! The Sword of Spell Eating is said to have been forged using a pact between a demon and a mage. Isn't making a pact with a demon just asking for trouble? They definitely betrayed you the first chance they got. Well, legend says that demons often drafted blood contracts for this reason. Wait, do you mean like a legally binding document? The concept is similar, but once you sign a blood contract, both you and the demon are magically compelled to fulfill its terms. That's right, Beatrice must have made a blood contract with him. A legally binding document that must describe how the relationship works. Leaf did tell you that Beatrice would never trust someone that she couldn't control. So she would only put herself in a situation where she had full control over Marinath's actions. But it's not as if they'd ever show it to me. It would be a tall order to even prove that the blood contract even exists. I guess you have a point. Is she in my mind? In my eyes? But if you ask me, I think you've done a wonderful job so far. So just this once, let me guide you the rest of the way. What? Tyrion, your eyes don't actually read minds. They give you the means to reveal truths that are being concealed. You can pull the truth out of anyone and anything. The truth? So, say it together with me. Marinath, dwellers of Avernus.
Wait, what are you doing?
By the Eye of Horus, I issue upon you a divine edict. Release thy guard and manifest your blood contract with Beatrice Frege. Whoa! Wow, Beatrice's blood contract has been added to your notes. That seems like a Deus Ex Machina moment, but you know what? I'm down. I'm pretty hyped at the moment. It's a legal document written in blood. It's also 50 pages long. Luckily, you somehow know the excerpt of the exact section you need to read. Marinath is prohibited from killing or injuring any and all humans. Beatrice Frege can designate individuals that are exempt from this rule, and exempted individuals will only remain so for 24 hours. After that, Marinath cannot harm them unless told otherwise. Oh, so this means that she gave him the okay. You did it, but how? Was that really your... No, that's not important right now. She gave you what you needed. The rest is up to you. What in the 9 hells was that?
You! When did you learn to?
Mr. Cuthbert, what just happened? Your Honor, I just made the witness manifest their blood contract. You did what? A blood contract? You can think of it as a legally binding document. It lays out the terms of the pact between Beatrice Frege and her familiar. Oh no. Incredible. Where did you learn to do such a thing? It came to me in a dream. The library? Wow, to think that our kingdom had access to such knowledge. Yeah, I'm not buying it. How did you really find out how to do it? It's a long story. You're not sure she'd believe you even if you told her. Anyways, the defendant's argument is as such. Maranath was acting alone, and the defendant is not to blame for his actions that night. However, take a look at page 7 of this blood contract. It specifies that Maranath is prohibited from killing any and all humans. There's only one scenario where he can do so, and that's when Beatrice Frege designates someone to be exempt from this rule. You! Beatrice Frege, you didn't directly order Maranath to kill your father. You implied it by telling Maranath that he could kill him. And not only that, you did so within the 24 hours of the Lord's Ball. Your intent was clear. You brought Maranath into the Frege manor with full knowledge that he could and would kill William Frege. And that's checkmate. And just when I thought the surprises were over. But in the end, we arrived at the truth. I suppose I can't disagree with that. What do you have to say for yourself, Lady Frege? Oh, okay, she's still angry. Do not call me that. It's almost funny that you hate your name that much. Your entire plan depended on your claim to the Frege estate. Do you have any idea what you just cost me? Everything has been ruined because of you. Why should I care? You're just another noble, trying to steal power for yourself. Don't you dare lump me with those tyrants. They wouldn't have just liberated House Frege. We would have liberated everyone. Miriam, Leaf, Arya, even Aster. Our system is broken, and the only way we can fix it is by burning it down from the inside. As long as King Oliver sits on the throne, this suffering will only continue.
Lady Frege!
As a prosecutor, I should warn you. You don't want to add treason to your list of crimes. Even though you'd like to see the king ousted as much as she does. It doesn't matter. I'm done either way.
Heavensborn. Look at the page 46 of the blood contract.
By accepting this pact, Beatrice Frege forever binds her soul to the abyssal hells. If Beatrice Frege fails to pay her debt by claiming the House Frege... If Beatrice Frege fails to pay her debt by claiming House Frege and all of its assets, her soul, her mind, and her life will be claimed by the Empress of Discord. This contract goes on to name several parts of House Frege's holdings. There's very little room for ambiguity. Arya was almost right. She just jumped to the wrong conclusion. My debts were never to the Eye Taker. It was to the abyssal hells. Why would you agree to something like this? Because I miscalculated. In this folder are the records of your many plots against House Steelwind and the Crowns. It'd be a shame if this information fell into their hands. I don't remember the voice I gave this person.
You think the feeble attempt at blackmail would frighten me? I've dealt with far more formidable adversaries than you. There's nothing I can't solve with House Frege's resources.
What are you talking about? Lucio Steelwind isn't the type of person you can just buy.
It's clear your time away has taught you nothing. Anyone can be bought. Everyone can be bought.
Before I left, he controlled every aspect of my life. I saw him as this unstoppable tyrannical force, but I never even considered one possibility, that William Frege was a sheltered moron. He honestly thought that he could pay off Lucio Steelwind. Anyone who's met him would know that that would never work. I've sent this information to House Steelwind and the king, but I was running out of time. I needed to inherit House Frege as soon as I can. I felt trapped. I felt angry. I just wanted something to change. Something about this feels wrong. Something deep inside you is crying out in anger. A blood contract is still a legal contract, isn't it? What? If it's a contract, we can dispute it. We can find some kind of loophole to get you out of it.
What? Trying to redeem the enemy you just defeated? You really are heaven's born.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but I won't accept your help. What? Why? We can at least try, right? Did you seriously come this far just so you could die?
To dispute a blood contract is to bet your own soul. If you fail to render it null, your soul will be dragged to hell alongside hers. Even your divine blood won't save you from that fate.
But still, I can't just... You've beaten me, Mr. Cuthbert. I don't want to drag anyone else down with me anymore. Not you, not Leif, not Miriam. Despite everything, I still have my dignity.
I believe there's no further need to prolong this trial. Bailiff, please escort Lady Frigga and her familiar to a holding cell. I'll be passing my verdict shortly.
Oh man, that was a kind of depressing ending. Hey, are you okay? Yeah, as okay as I can be. You still feel uneasy about how things turned out. It doesn't feel quite like the victory you were hoping for. Oh wait, I was wrong. I thought Steelman was gonna come in and save the day. You fought against demons, and you can't help but feel like you've lost. Cuthbert, we need to talk. Oh boy. What's done is done, but the boss isn't going to take it kindly to what you've done today. I know it's a long shot, but maybe if you talk to him, he'll... No. Cuthbert, this is serious. He's going to send people after you. Dangerous people. You can't just ignore this. How old were you when your real mother was executed? 10 years old? Tymora was the adult in that situation. What did she do? She fed your anger and hatred for the nobility, instead of allowing you to process your grief healthily. Tymora took away your only friends and isolated you from society. As a result, you've never formed any relationships. She isolated you because she wanted to use you. Please just listen to me and... Shut up! Tyrion? How could you do this? How could you work with criminals? Cuthbert's eye. Everything you told me, all those ideals about protecting the weak, it was all a lie. Everything Commander White said about you is true, isn't it? I'm just trying to... I don't want your help. As you yell at her, your voice echoes throughout the lobby. Several of the people nearby turn silent. I gave up everything for you. My childhood, my home, my happiness. I left it all to chase the ideal that you told me you were fighting for. But it was never real, was it? You made me throw away everything. All for a goddamn lie. But I'll make it real. And I'll do it without you. Tyrion, As she reaches her hand out to you, you step away from her. You never cared about me, did you? All you cared about was using the Eye of Horus. That's not... Shut up! I don't want to hear any more of your damn lies. Go away! Get the hell away from me! I never want to see you again! Without a word, she walks away from you. Tyrion... She reaches her hand out to hold yours again, but she hesitates this time. Do you honestly think that Celeste will ever love you? I'm sure you understand now. Tymora can only afford to pay her exorbitant salary because of my father. You've already burned that bridge. So where do you think the Crimson Demon will go when you can't afford her services anymore? Do you think she has the luxury of playing around with you for free? Or did you actually think that she enjoys spending time with you? Tyrion, you have to look at this rationally. Any support or affection that she's given you has only been to keep you as an employer. No. What? I can't believe it. We actually won. Tyrion, Celeste, there's no way for you to avoid checkmate next turn. Just surrender. There! What about that? Checkmate. Damn it! You've been acting weird since we arrived in Oranax. Does that have something to do with your mother? Please, just talk to me. Your friend, aren't I? Your hands are trembling. Why are you so scared right now? You feel Celeste hold your trembling hand from behind you. It's the same sensation you felt back then. Your anxiety fades and you take a deep breath. I'm not gonna do that, Miss Timora. As she hesitates to hold your hand, you reach out and grasp it. She smiles as you take hold of it. She seems glad that you didn't pull away this time. And without thinking, you pull her into a hug. Ah! Sorry, I just really need this right now. Should I stop? No, it's just... people are staring at us. Who cares about what they think? They're nobles. They're gonna hate us no matter what we do. You're still unsure of what you're gonna do next, but perhaps you don't need to. Even if Miss Timora's idea was a lie. Hey Celeste, there's been something I've been wanting to tell you about. What is it? It's hard to explain really. I don't even know where to begin. It's about an ability I have. I call it the Eye of Horus. Even if that idea was a lie, you have the power to make it real. And even if you can't trust Timora anymore, you have people in your life that you can trust. Oh man, that's the end of chapter 4. That was a really good chapter. That was a really good chapter. What kind of post-credit scene do we have now? Yeah, it's probably those two. What a fine mess this is. That kid has completely and utterly ruined everything. As much as Timora hates it, we're gonna need to put him in the ground. I don't think that will be necessary. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god, I think she's gonna put him in the ground. Sorry, love. I know you're fond of him, but I can't let an insult like this go unanswered. He's going to have to pay the price. I think you misunderstood me, Father. I knew it! I knew it! I meant that this facade is no longer necessary. What is that sound? What the hell? Is something wrong, Father? Who the hell are you? You look nothing like my daughter, so why? It happened centuries ago, I believe. Your great ancestor hated the monarchy and needed a weapon to fight the mages of the noble house. So you made a pact with me. What are you talking about? But things didn't turn out like you wanted, I'm afraid. Poor Lord Leyrin's plot was discovered, and his noble house was stripped of its rank and status. His very name was stricken from the annals of history. He was supposed to give me Wyvern God, but I had to settle for claiming his bloodline. Leyrin? How did you know about my name, John Leyrin? No one knew about that name, not even my real daughter. I know it's been centuries, but I haven't forgotten, John. Everyone in your bloodline belongs to me, including your daughter. You bastard! What did you do to her? What I do to all my prey. I made her suffer. No. Did you know that she was crying out for you for months? I made her watch, you know. I made her watch as I took her place. All while the father that she so desperately called out for forgot who she was. All while my minions slowly and painfully tore her soul apart. You monster! You goddamn monster! I enjoyed her torment while it lasted, but even that couldn't satisfy me. What I really crave for is the blood of a Celestial. That's what this is all about? That stupid kid? But I can't have you kill my dear Tyrion just yet. At least not until I'm done with him. You goddamn demon! I'll kill you! That man is your enemy. Your life goal is, and always has been, to exact revenge on him. What the hell are you talking about? I lost everything because of you. They kicked me out of the Inquisition because of your false testimony. What? Let go of me! You killed my entire family. I won't let you get away with this. What are you talking about? I didn't do anything. Hey, isn't that the noble who killed all those children? I heard he got released by paying off the judge. What are you all talking about? Get away from me! Don't lie to us. We know what you did. No, stay away! Ah! He finally entered the final act, my dearest Tyrion. And from what I've seen, I think I know exactly how I'm going to break you. I hope you're just as excited as I am. No, don't touch Best Girl! No! Yeah. Oh man. All right, that ending was a little bit depressing because I feel like, you know, Beatrice was also a victim of abuse from her terrible father, and she took drastic measures to make it so that she could take revenge on him. But overall, she was a victim in that case, and you can kind of feel for her, especially since the person she killed was a terrible person. Ooh. I wonder if Eris's true identity is that being that was mentioned in the contract, like the Abyssal Queen or King or something. I don't really remember what the term was, but like, man, her soul is gonna go to hell, and that's a fate worse than death in this game. But it was really satisfying, like finding out the demon couldn't tell any lies, getting Beatrice to the stand, and like breaking down her confidence. The little part with the mother, I'm not sure I understand that. I mean, I'm assuming the mother died, but like, is a part of her literally in Tyrion just giving advice when he needs it the most? I'm not sure, but I'm really glad that Tyrion ended up telling Celeste about his powers. I feel like she's gonna freak out the next time we see her, because she's gonna be like, "Oh no, you've been reading my mind! No! He knows! He knows!" But the relationship between Tyrion and Tamora, on the other hand, is gonna be quite depressing. I'm actually really concerned. So, go to new game. All the people here have been the defendants. So it seems like this guy will probably be the next defendant, and the chapter is called "The Attorney of the Arcane." But judging from how the relationship is going with Tamora, I'm sincerely afraid that Tamora might be the next victim, and Eris, and he's gonna regret saying all the things that he said to her, because he's gonna find out that she actually cared for him and he didn't use him as a tool. That's what my guess is going to be, because the cryptid words that Eris said at the end of the chapter really made it sound like she was going to get someone that was close to him, and the two people are, or people that matter to him, and two people are Celeste or Tamora. At this point, honestly, it could be either. I hope it's neither of them, but just judging from how the story's going, I feel like it's probably going to be Tamora, because of how the relationship is now, and how taking Tamora away will get rid of any chance for him to reconcile. And it's very clear that Tamora is a very important character to Tyrion. But yeah, that chapter was a lot longer than I expected. I think it took, like, for me personally, I think that took 6 episodes, and that ended up like doubling the length of, well, the previous case, because for case 3 took me 3 episodes. I guess some of the episodes were longer. Case 4 took me 6. And I know the, you know, saying the words out loud, reacting to it, makes the gameplay a little bit longer, kind of artificially too, but like, ooh, that was a long case, and it was really good. The switch from defense attorney to prosecutor, all the tricks that the prosecutor used on Tyrion, we were able to use on the defense. All the tricks that the defense used on the prosecution, we saw Tamora use against us. And like, originally I thought that the lore drop with demons was gonna come for case 5, like, because as a final hurrah, we're gonna have like some epic stuff with demons and whatnot. But honestly, having it here trickles some information and makes it so that it's more of a natural segue into what I believe will be the final case involving Heavensborns and demon stuff. But yeah, that was a really good case 4. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. But we only have one more case left to tackle. But we'll tackle that next time. And until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!